What's your name?
My name is Philip Hill.
What's your major?
Game art.
What are your goals for your career?
One day I hope to work for a gaming company, All-Star Mall company.
What is your favorite genre of video games?
I enjoy action and adventure.
What do you do when you're not at school?
I sleep, play video games, go on YouTube.
Cut.
Now I could sit and nitpick that video, me stuttering. Nobody advised me of my hair situation. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna let that go. So this episode is called My Brother's Keeper, Part 1. Another part's coming next week. It's just a lot happened in this project and I wanna make sure I cover it all, more or less. I'm gonna take some stuff out because I don't really wanna put too many people, because it's a lot of stuff that happens and I'll blank people's faces out that shouldn't be there in the first place. But My Brother's Keeper was a project that Julio and I wrote and Rakeem starred in. And then I got like my homies, they was in there as extras or whatever. And it was interesting, an interesting venture. It kind of got me into making videos myself. So let's begin. Also, shout out my brother Marcus, man. Cool cat, went to school with me. Just shout out. He interviewed me in the first clip and he's hilarious. One of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. Just want a quick shout out. Okay, so the video, My Brother's Keeper, was this wild, like, what if you were sent to assassinate someone? By your boss or whatever, what would you do? Like, how would you go about it type situation? And the story, I can't remember how it first started about, but it was like a class project and the teacher was like, okay, I want y'all to come up with a story and act it, film it, edit it, all that jazz. So Julio and I are like a big action people, like action movies and like adventures and stuff like that. So he was like, yo, I don't remember the full conversation to be honest with you, but he worked at Toys R Us. So he had like a bunch of toys, like this sword he has, and did he get the knife from there? I don't remember, but most of the props either came from his job or like this dollar store down the street from my school. I have to say, Virginia's dollar stores have like the best stuff. Like they have the best props. We got our prop guns from there. What else? Yeah, I can't remember everything we got. And it was this other like, I think a costume store, a Halloween store or something. It's the gloves, and I'll talk about that later. Now, this project taught me several things about script writing, about the importance of choreography, acting, camera angles, all that stuff. But the most important lesson I've learned is if a zombie apocalypse jumps off, I'm staying near Julio. He can sword him up. That's not a sentence. He's dangerous with swords. Like they're real, dead. He made all the sword choreography. I just kind of added my input. I feel like he's been waiting for this moment his whole life. You see this? Wow. No. You don't just come up with this. He does this at home by himself in his room. He gets his swords and just go. That's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna lie. I think Rakeem's the most dedicated person when it came to this whole like video project. Yeah, he be smiling and he, when he mess up, he'd be laughing. But he really wanted to get this down pat. Like he was like, no, he was perfectionist when it comes to this because he dances, so he has to get all his moves right. He has to make sure everything's perfect in his mind. But he was a quick learner though. He almost killed me a couple times too. But this was a fun experience. I think the only thing I regret with this whole video project thing is that we didn't have enough time. I think we only had, if I'm not mistaken, like 2 weeks to get everything together. And that's filming, and then like we had to edit it and all that stuff. At first he was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a group project, and you all turn in one assignment. Then like towards the end he's like, no, everyone has to make their own version of the video. It makes sense though. But it would have, I don't know, if we had more time, this would have been amazing. Like if we had, I don't know, like a month to do this, this would have been perfect. But I wanted to do part 2 of this joint, but you know, life happened, and I'm not even in the same space anymore. I revisit this and I redo it whenever the time comes, or if the time comes, I redo this because this was fun. But everyone had to be involved. Almost everyone. Almost everyone. But I most definitely want to do this again. But that sounded ominous. It's the only person that couldn't technically be in this again is this guy named Sean. I didn't really keep up with him after college, so I don't know where he is. But other than that, everyone else, you know, I'd be down to revisit this one day. Okay, there goes our main character. By the way, he designed his outfit and whatnot. But this story spanned the whole Westwood building, outside the building, the back alley, all that. And it was a challenge because you know how people come in and out the building. We almost got ran over by a truck. It was wild, but it was worth it though for this. So I forgot to mention that it was actually 4 people in our group. Nakira was one of them. But she only had like a minor role. She was like the boss lady and whatnot. Anyway, the gloves that Rakim has, they came from, I think, the Halloween store or costume store or whatever. I'm not sure where the glasses came from. I want to say Toys R Us, but I don't know. So this was my idea, the joint thing. Rakim was out of his element. He knew what he was doing. But it made the story deeper to me, and it kind of gave me an excuse to be in the watch. Look at your boy. Those sunglasses are broke. They snapped or fell or something. I like them too. So I have 2 appearances in this movie. One here and one at the end. Me and Julio are the only people that have 2 different characters that we play. This is Julio's second character. Pete the Demon pinned it. It's y'all small now. I think that came from the costume store too. That joint was dope though. Not gonna hold you. All right, so this is the fight scene that y'all saw earlier with the choreography. And this segment took a long time. If it wasn't people walking in the scene or, you know, trying to get the moves right, it was just a crazy experience, yo. Like, people came out of nowhere. My man with the yoga mat just came out of nowhere. Lady here just bust out of a door. My friend Gracie walked out of nowhere. It was a mess, but it was a great time though. I'm not gonna hold you. I had the most laughs ever doing this in this tiny little hallway on the 4th floor. Was it the 4th? Yeah, the 4th floor. It's crazy. This is the last scene of the movie, and I think I picked this out, like this spot. I thought it'd be dope. Like, it's like a nice view, and it kind of like faces off nowhere, and it was a nice day. However, I do regret that I had to have the foresight to think about the sound, because it was really loud out there. Like, it was like the traffic was going, wind was going, and he and I had to recite lines, as you see right here. By the way, that's not my P code. It was the girl I was dating's P code. That's why it kind of looked small on me, because it is small. She was little, so you know. But I thought it was dope. Like, all P codes look cool in movies, in my opinion. All right, so the way we fixed the audio thing is we changed angles, and since I'm closest to the camera, my voice project loud enough that you can hear me. Couldn't hear Rakim's voice, so we had to end up re-recording his voice and then putting the lines when we was editing. That's all for this week. My Brother's Keeper Part 2 comes out next week, and find out why Rakim threw that brother on the ground. Cut.